Hello and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your weekend reading for the 12th and 13th of April. So we have the beautiful full moon in Libra happening on the 13th. And yeah, wow, there's been a lot of wounds coming up, but I'm feeling like prior moving into this full moon, but we have a sense of the energy has shifted of late, and it feels like we have a very strong Venus. Venus is stationing. The ruler of this beautiful full moon in Libra, because Venus rules Libra, is slowing down. It's very close to the earth and it's stationing to go direct just before the full moon. And so a lot is coming in around, and also the sun is moving into a conjunction with Chiron. So this is giving us energy to heal some wounds. It's creating the space to heal some of those wounds, those things that have come up to trigger us, which is really nice. There's a lot of Saturnian energy around with that 10 of Wands. So, ultimately this full moon is about rebalancing something in your life. But the 10 of Wands speaks of responsibility. So it speaks of not only you taking responsibility, but somebody else taking responsibility. And the Sun card, beautiful. So the Sun with the Aries energy, the 3 of Wands, we have the High Priestess, which is a beautiful energy coming next to the world, and the 3 of Cups, which is the balance. And this is the energy that we talk about. I'm sorry, the 6 of Cups. This is the energy we're talking about with this Libra energy, is about balancing our emotions, being really present with what's coming up for us, and through that process being able to find some kind of emotional balance and harmony. So it feels like this thing around responsibility is really important. So have you taken on too much? Because I know with that 10 of Wands, I feel with the energy moving into this week, I feel exhausted. I feel really tired, like that 10 of Wands. And it's kind of like, where have you been out of balance because you've taken on something, taken on responsibility for something or someone else, or haven't been open to receive? This is all about the giving and receiving. So where have you taken on too much just for yourself, where you could open, there could be something unexpected breakthrough with the Sun, some kind of unexpected help or some unexpected playfulness with the inner child, like energy and joy and vitality next to the 10 of Wands, which is feeling really a little bit tired. So, and there's burdens here. So it feels like this is the Sun coming in to heal these burdens, these wounds, these responsibilities. And at the same time, we might be preparing our energy and restoring our energy and gaining some energy back by balancing ourselves out, finding that harmony within our emotions, taking responsibility for what's going on inside of us, really owning that. But also it's like I said, it has to be that balance of give and take within relationships. So if somebody else isn't taking responsibility, maybe it's like encouraging them to take responsibility. So there's a bit of a two-way street, because we have the 3 of Wands, which is the young Emperor, that Aries energy that we saw yesterday, that something wants to expand and grow in your life, and is saying, it's almost like it's asking for a dedication, but it feels like it's a lot, you're kind of taking on some kind of responsibility here, or something is ready to start maturing, and there is a mature, responsible energy around it, a dedication around it. So it's like, where has your energy been taken elsewhere so that you can't put it where your soul wants to go next, so that you can't expand and feel like, I'm ready to expand and grow and I'm ready to be really creative? Where are you feeling the opposite, like the 10 of Wands, drained and tired and burdensome and just exhausted, taken on too much? So it really is, it sort of wants to shift your energy. There's an opportunity here to shift your energy. And we have with the High Priestess and the World card, I haven't even spoken about them yet, because they're these beautiful, like we can see the major arcanas here. The High Priestess came in yesterday, so she's a really strong presence in this beautiful full moon. Full moons are a culmination energy. They're a completion energy. It's right next to the World card, which represents a completion, a graduation. Now, interestingly, yesterday we had the Wheel of Fortune, which is if I hold up the World card, yesterday we talked about the Wheel of Fortune, how all the 4 fixed signs had books and there was still something you were learning. And actually there was a dream I had last night where I was at university and I was late for the class and I kept missing the lesson. Kind of obvious what's going on there. Like there's some sort of higher learning that I'm either not getting in some way, or I'm missing, or I'm not being present for. And so that was that energy that we saw yesterday. It can resolve quite quickly here. We're seeing it. And Aries energy does want to resolve things quite quickly. So this is all happening on a relationship axis, but we did see the Wheel of Fortune, that we have the 4 fixed signs: Aquarius, Scorpio in the eagle, Leo the lion, Taurus the bull. And so we have these fixed signs energy, which represents consistency and something that is constant in our life, something that shows up, something that is reliable in our life. And it felt like yesterday with the Wheel of Fortune, they were all holding books. They were still in the process of learning. And it's like, we're going to expand, we're going to grow, we're learning something new. But interestingly, in this card, the World card, they don't have their books anymore. They've already learnt it. They've worked it out. So it's kind of like we're learning a lot about ourselves. We're learning a lot about our wounds. We're learning a lot about balance in our life, especially when it comes to relationship and this energy of taking on responsibility, but balanced responsibility, not burdensome responsibility. So I'm taking responsibility, I'm dedicating myself to the soul path, this young emperor energy, which is about where my soul and spirit wants to expand and grow. I'm taking responsibility for that. But also I'm not taking on the burdens of other people. It's like when you're an empath and you walk into a room and you can feel other people's energies, and then that's a beautiful gift to have, to be an empath. But then you can feel that feeling, but then let it flow out again and say, that's not mine. That's yours. Thank you for, and it's a beautiful gift, and I can feel it and I can help this person maybe if you wanted to, but also maybe not. Maybe it's some stranger in a shopping centre that you're like, I don't want to have to take on this person's energy. So it really is about what you're receiving, what you're willing to receive, and setting up some really strong boundaries around that. We have the World card. This is like the garland represents the boundary that you are breaking free of now, the restriction that you're breaking free of because you've learnt the lesson. So whatever has been coming up for you that is about responsibility and balance in your life, and this is where you can this can comes to a culmination, a completion. We can learn what it is that we need to know about that, and we liberate ourselves from that. So we step into freedom and liberation. We've graduated from that journey of understanding what was out of balance in our life. And that is what's coming in with this beautiful Libra full moon. And normally I wouldn't pay heaps of attention to this little 6 of Cups when it's got these really strong energies, the High Priestess and the World. But I'm looking for the card that represents balance here, and 6s always represent balance and harmony, and it's a cup. So it is about our emotions, it's about our intuition, right next to the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is around, both of those cards represent a balanced, intuitive approach to understanding. That's the word. The key word is understanding. Understanding leads to breakthroughs, vitality, joy, freedom. And the understanding is the healing. The being able to understand it perhaps from somebody else's point of view. I finally understand what they're going through, or I understand what's been going on with the dynamic between us, and that it needs to balance out in some way. So this sense of understanding brings the beautiful breakthroughs of the sun. And again, the sun is in Aries. The sun is exalted in Aries, which means it works. Sun in Aries, sun in Leo, that's where the sun works the best. And the sun in Aries is like really strong, and it's very connected to inner child. We see the breakthrough of the inner child in the sun energy. The sun is vitality, joy, opportunities, feeling energized again, feeling those things that the Ten of Wands is not feeling, as I said. So it might feel like inner child, and we see the children in the 6 of Cups as well, where there's been some kind of breakthrough. Where has this inner child had to take on too much responsibility with the Ten of Wands? Where did it have to grow up? too fast, too soon. And you could go back to your childhood here with the Six of Cups, because we're talking about the Chiron wound that's being activated in this full moon. And this is our lifelong wound. So this is something we've been trying to heal all our life. So it could be an old energy. The Six of Cups takes us back to the past. And it's rebalancing something from our childhood that started from our childhood. So it's something that the root of what's going on here started in our childhood with the Six of Cups, but it brings it up to the present moment. We intuitively have to sit with that, feel those feelings, let the feelings expand and grow, and then it be in the present moment with them. And then the World card is we will learn the lesson. We will be freed. We will be liberated from the energy, the pain, the burden, the whatever it was that we may have been experiencing, the imbalance of taking something on. So it may be you go back to the childhood, and where did you have to grow up too soon, or where have you, it can often harken back to things like trauma or just some trying circumstances in your life. It may be that this is like it's too much. It's too hard for the inner child to take on this 10 of Wands. It's not an adult, but yet it's had to take on adult responsibilities, and it needs to be freed. So it can just be the inner child. It can play. It can be joyful. So ultimately what this moon brings us is a connection to joy and liberation and freedom through the process. It's really clearly showing us the process of how to work with this. So if you have been triggered by something and something comes up, it's very much encouraging you to be present with the feelings, let those feelings expand and grow, listen to the whisperings of your soul, the high priestess energy, and there is an understanding that's coming in around childhood wounds, burdens, all those things that we all talked about. And the World card is saying it's culminating, it's completing. You can find the freedom with this. The other thing they're bringing me to it is with the World card, the garland, which is very Saturnian. The world represents Saturn, which I was talking about Saturn with the 10 of Wands as well, very Saturnian, like hard work. Where have you been working, or things feel like hard work or heavy, or disciplined energy. But it's also on the positive side of Saturn is once you put in the time and you do what is required, you are freed at the end. It is this sense of freedom, and you can look back and go, I graduated from that in some way. I've completed it. It's final. It's over. But what I was trying to say, bringing me back to the garlands, I went on a bit of a side tangent about Saturn then, but bringing me back to the garlands is that it's about boundaries as well. So the garland is a boundary, and you're breaking free of something that may have been a restrictive boundary in your life, or a boundary that this doesn't mean that you're removing the boundary. You could actually be putting a boundary in, but whatever it is, you're getting the boundaries right so that it gives you more freedom. So that's something that comes through with it as well. There was something else that was just coming in. Oh, yes, creativity. Okay. So in this as well, there's a lot of creativity. We have a lot of creativity. Mercury is having a beautiful conversation with Neptune, the North Node, Saturn. So where is our minds? This could be very creative energy that's coming in for some of us. And so this could be a really wonderful time, but it's almost not necessarily like the Three of Wands. That the Aries energy is like, I'm looking out to the new horizon. I'm seeing things flow in, but I'm looking for ships to come towards me as well. And it's a little bit like I'm in this starting phase where I want to go somewhere or take something somewhere, and I'm looking for new horizons. But then it's not really going anywhere with the Six of Cups, the High Priestess, and the World card. It needs to go through more of a divine feminine process of really tuning into intuition, connecting to very fertile opportunities, and understanding what's been going on here before this young emperor can move forward. So on the flip side, yes, this young emperor, it can be looking towards new horizons. There's something new on the horizon, but then it doesn't feel like it's a super direct path to get there just yet. So that could feel a little bit nebulous. This is the Neptune in Aries type energy. Something's beginning, but I don't know exactly where it's going, or it isn't super clear yet. And that's because we're going through these beautiful journeys into our intuition, into the divine feminine. We're working some other stuff out inside of us before we're ready to step out into the divine masculine again. And, you know, the Sun and the Ten of Wands and the Three of Wands are very divine masculine. The Six of Cups, the High Priestess, and the World card is kind of divine feminine. I mean, the world's pretty neutral, to be honest, but it's about finding the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So which one have you been in more? Have you been in more the hustle, got to push, got to be out there, got to deadlines, got to get all this stuff done? That's very divine masculine. Or have you been in the beautiful internal world of the High Priestess? I've been doing a lot of inner work, soul growth work. I've been doing a lot of meditation. I've been in my home. I've been connecting emotionally with people. I've been listening to my feelings. So it requires a balance between those two things. And ultimately, whichever one you've been in more so than the other, this moon will, like if you've been in the divine masculine too much, the moon will bring you more into the divine feminine, which is what it's doing to me. It's saying, don't work so much today. I'm like, okay. So it's very much, I got that message intuitively, very strong. So you might get some very strong intuitive messages with this High Priestess as well. So really trust that. But the intuitive messages are leading you to understanding and rebalancing. And so this is a very fertile time creatively for us, but it's more of a let that vision grow and expand rather than knowing that you have a direct path in front of you at this moment in time. So it might be like I kind of know the direction I'm going in, but I don't know all the steps or how it's going to happen. And the downside of that, well, I'm not actually seeing it so much in here, but you can feel that is feeling like, okay, I'm looking out to the horizon and I don't feel like I have a direction or I don't know where I'm going. That can come in as well. But they're saying there's very strong, beautiful, intuitive messages to go back in. And if that's how you're feeling, go back in and connect to your inner child and ask your inner child to show you what needs healing and to show you to guide you towards more fun and joy and playfulness. Or is there a childhood wound that is somehow blocking you from being able to see the direction, see the path ahead? The High Priestess will guide you very intuitively into being able to restore some kind of balance so that you can at least connect to that energy. And it's a process. It's not like boom, it happens. It doesn't feel like it's a click of the finger like the Tower card, boom, realization. Yes, I've got the answer. It feels very slow and it's like, it's a process that's coming in here with this. So it needs a little bit of time as well, which is Saturnian. Saturn is the planet that rules time. But time is here, and time with the World card is saying it is time. It's time for something to be over. It's time for something to be illuminated, time for something to complete. And this is a bigger cycle in our life that is related to something that's been really out of balance and related to a wound. And through healing this wound, it creates space in our soul and spirit to expand and grow into something else. So that was a long reading, but just kept flowing. So happy full moon in Libra. I hope you all have a beautiful, beauty is another word, beautiful full moon in Libra. Wants to beautify something, bring balance. It's a lovely energy. So, but it does bring challenges, but it also brings the healing associated with those things. So happy full moon. Have a great weekend. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Love to hear what's going on for you because it's been a real roller coaster of a week. So let us know what's going on for you with this full moon. Love to hear. And yeah, take care.